Good morning, beloveds. I'm distracted because Foster is on the couch with me. So, he makes me happy. It's also my birthday. But, and it's going to be 80 degrees today. And I'm just like, it's my birthday. It should be cold. It's December. It should be cold. But it's all good. So, it was a very foggy start to the morning when we got out there for that walk. But there is there's a neighbor that has sunflowers around their mailbox, and the sunflowers are like out to play. There were three absolutely beautiful, fully open sunflowers. So it was good. All right, it is December 2nd. Our title is All Power is Mine to Use and to Enjoy. Our quote is, "Thine, O Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty." And that is from 1 Chronicles 29:11. God is known as God known is power revealed. The unlimited power of the creative mind is mine to use for the increase of blessings in my world. Such use will harm no one and will make me a finer person, a greater instrument of the Almighty. By my right use of the one power, I shall become what I ought to be. I know that only through my spirit can this power be used in right ways. I am weary of the destruction and the turmoil in my life. I now affirm that I use the power of God for right and intelligent purposes. I say farewell to all mistakes. I am power, for Spirit who made me dwells in me as power. Using this power with wisdom and with divine direction, I cause good to appear on every hand. The divine power rightly employed by me gives me joy in living. I know that my burdens are merely indications of my refusal to let God act through me. All weariness with everyday struggles is now dissolved, for I release the one power with definite intent. I know what I am doing, and I know how to do it. No pressures, no demands, just the right releasement of spirit within me in creative ways. This is easy to do, and I love to do it. As I see the ideas unfold through the law into new and better conditions, I stand still and praise the power of truth. Seeking my demonstrations completed makes glad my heart. Infinite Mind knows me as a clear channel for its operations, and Power Unlimited gives itself to me. Life is wonderful. Being the only power, there is no obstruction to its purposes. Even I cannot block the power of God. It uses me as its vehicle of distribution, and I accept the responsibility of this birthright. My thought determines the use I make of God's power. My consciousness determines my experience. I now decide to use power rightly. I now create a new heaven and a new earth for myself. I give strength and power to all. I act as a power in my world. I change whatever needs to be changed. God in me, as power, demands my right use of this, and this I do willingly. I accept my responsibilities, and I live with joyous ease because I use power rightly. Okay. There are a couple of lines in here that really jumped out at me. Now let me see if I can find the first one. Well, okay. I thought it was right there in that. It was right at the beginning of the first line. And I don't know where it is. Okay. I'll find it, but I don't want to leave dead air. So down here, because there's one line that really just jumped out at me, and now I can't find it. But when I go back through it, I'll find it. But down in the bottom paragraph, there was one. My thought determines the use I make of God's power. My consciousness determines my experience. And so that's one of the reasons why it's super important to be aware of your trend of thoughts. Not each individual thought, but your trend of thoughts. And I know I've mentioned this before, but it is important to keep an eye on to keep an eye on what you're thinking. To keep an eye on the trend, because we're going to have bumps. But what you want to make sure that you're doing is that, do your thoughts trend towards good? Do your thoughts trend towards positive? Do your thoughts trend towards the negative? And keep an eye on that, because if you start to notice that you're trending a little negative, then what do you need to do to reverse that trend, to bring that trend back towards the positive? It's not about focusing on each individual thought. One, that's crazy making. And two, that's crazy making. It's a lot of work. But what you want to do is see what the trend of your thoughts is. And then, so my thought determines the use I make of God's power. That's why you want to be aware of the trend of your thoughts. Don't worry about an occasional negative thought. Don't worry about an occasional doom and gloom thoughts. We all have them. But be aware if you start to trend a little negative. And then what steps do you need to take to adjust that? Do you need to change something in your environment? Do you need to change something in your diet? Do you need to change some of the people around you? Or do you just need to, rest? That's a big one. And then, so be aware of the trend of your thought. And then my consciousness determines my experience. And consciousness, that's a combination. That's a combination of the trend of your thoughts. It's a combination of your environment. It's a combination of your spiritual practice. It is a combination of your beliefs. So that's one of those where, do you believe in the long run, even if things are, messy right now, do you believe in the long run that they'll be okay? Well, your consciousness determines your experience. So what are your beliefs? And sometimes when you look around yourself and you go, this isn't how I would prefer it, it's a good idea to go back and check your beliefs. And the trend of your thoughts can help with that. So those are two things that it was like, all right, so my thought determines the use I make of God's power. This power is always flowing through us. We are divine distributors. We are divine channels. And it is up to us to be aware of how we're using that power. We want to use it consciously. But the truth is we're using it all the time anyway. And that's why the trend of our thoughts is important, and why our consciousness is important, why our what we believe is important. And wisdom is intelligence plus experience. And wisdom, we can get wisdom in a lot of different ways, but it takes us going out and doing to really cement that wisdom. So read all the books that you want, but then go and do. All right. So all the power is mine to use and to enjoy. Thine, O Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the okay. So the Bible quote's just what it is. God known is power revealed. When you know who you are and you know your relationship to Spirit, to God, to whatever word you want to use there, then that opens up what you know yourself to be capable of. So God known is power revealed. The unlimited power of the creative mind is mind. The unlimited power of the creative mind is mine to use for the increase of blessings in my world. The increase of blessings in my world. And notice how it said my world. So it's the increase of blessings to everyone around me, including myself. Because when everybody's blessed, the world just works better. Such use will harm no one and will make me a finer person, a greater instrument of the Almighty. Okay, so and that's like I said, check yourself. When you are treating for something and you're feeling a little guilty about what you're treating for, then stop yourself and think, okay, who does it benefit and does it harm anybody? If it doesn't harm anybody, even if it only benefits one person, you're good. You're good. But, and so this, such use will harm no one and will make me a finer person, a greater instrument of the Almighty. So when I am using that power for blessings in my world, I'm not harming anybody. I'm practicing who I am. You're practicing who you are. You're practicing being the divine channel of blessings. And blessings take so many different forms, from simply a smile all the way up. All right. By my right use of the one power, I shall become what I ought to be. And what is it that we ought to be? Beloved children of God. That's it. That's it. Conscious, beloved children of God. Maybe. I know that only through my spirit can this power be used in right ways. I am weary of the destruction and turmoil in my life. I now affirm that I use the power of God for right and intelligent purposes. I now affirm that I use the power of God for right and intelligent purposes. That's a power statement right there. It's like, all right, I'm going to use this power. And I'm going to use it whether I do it consciously or not. Well, why not affirm that I'm going to use it for right and intelligent purposes, not unconscious purposes? I say farewell to all mistakes. I am power, for Spirit who made me dwells in me as that power. So the spirit that animates us is that power. Using the power with wisdom and with divine direction, I cause good to appear on every hand. Not my hand, every hand. Well, that means it includes my hand. So, and then with wisdom and divine direction, meaning I am open to the guidance from above. I'm open to the guidance from within. The divine power rightly employed by me gives me joy in living. I know that my burdens are merely indications of my refusal to let God act through me. That's a little on the nose. My burdens are my refusal to let God act through me. Think about it along the lines of let go and let God. Frequently, some of the burdens, not all of the burdens, but some of the burdens, probably most of the burdens that we're carrying would be lighter if we would allow, and here I'm going to use quotes, others to support us. Starting with the divine, starting with spirit. The power that we're using is coming from an inexhaustible source. Tap into it. And a lot of the times we want to white knuckle and power through things all by ourselves, and it's not necessary. Trust me, I'm a poster child for that. I can get if it's going to get done right, it has to be done by me. But it doesn't have to be done by me. And even if it is done by me, I can do it with a partner. I can do it with a divine partner. All right? All weariness with everyday struggles is now dissolved, for I release the one power with definite intent. There it is. That was the line I was looking for. For I release the one power with definite intent. How is not our job, but what is. What is. So we want to define our terms. We want to say, this is what I want. And then we can add the addendum, or better. All right. So when we go into treatment, we got to know what we want. And sometimes when we go into treatment, we don't know what we want. So we go back and we look and we go, well, I don't want this. So what's the opposite of that? Is that what I want? And then we say, higher and better. All right. So we release the power with definite intent. And sometimes we don't know what we want. We just know that we want something to change. And that's still definite intent. But just a caution, if you release with definite intent for change, anything could happen. You might want to define your terms a little bit, in that condition. Because there are times when we have stomped our foot, thrown up our hands and said, I can't do this way. I need it to shift. That's still definite intent, all right? So don't think that you got to know exactly what you want, but you do have to release with definite intent, all right? I know what I'm doing, and I know how to do it. Because even if we don't know what we want, we know what we don't. And so we start moving towards, we move away from, which definitely moves us towards what we want. No pressure, no demands, just the right releasement of spirit within me in creative ways. This is easy to do, and I love to do it. When you set out to do something, why not say that? This is easy to do, and I love to do it. Because don't you notice when you're doing something you love, it's effortless, even when it's hard. It's still effortless. And I know it's an oxymoron, but still, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I mean, think about bakers who bake soufflés, who love to bake soufflés. Soufflés are hard. I would never say that they're not, but it's effortless for them because they love it. All right. As I see ideas unfold through the law into new and better conditions, ideas unfold through the law into new and better conditions. If you don't know what you want, that's a good thing to want. I stand still and praise the power of truth. Seeking my demonstrations completed makes glad my heart. We all love lists. We all love to check off lists, right? Infinite mind knows me as a clear channel for its operation, and power unlimited gives itself to me. God knows who we are. God knows that we are channels. God knows that God can use us as channels, but we have to be willing to accept that we are channels and to accept the flow through us. Infinite mind knows me as a clear channel for its operations, and power unlimited gives itself to me. Which means that I can do anything, but it means that what I get to be is a blessing. Life is wonderful. Being the only power, there is no obstruction to its purposes. Even I cannot block the power of God. I can get in its way for a little bit. I can get my own way for a little bit, but I can't block the power of God. It uses me as its vehicle for distribution, and I accept the responsibility of this birthright. My thought determines the use I make of God's power. Check the trend of your thought. My consciousness determines my experience. I now decide to use the power rightly. I now create a new heaven and a new earth for myself. And when I create a new heaven and a new earth for myself, it leaks. And it leaks in the most wondrous way, because then I become this wonderful island of calm and of peace. And people walk into this island of calm and peace and they go, and they can take a deep breath and they can relax and they can rest because they know that with me, they're safe. And then they stop and they think, well, if she can do it, I can do it. I don't even have to say anything. All I have to do is be a safe place for people. And people think, wait, it's possible. It's possible. I can do this. I give strength and power to all. I act as power in my world. I change whatever needs to be changed. God in me as power demands my right use of this. And this I do willingly. We're all called to be a blessing in this world. And we don't always know the blessings that we're giving. Most of the time we don't know the blessings that we're giving. But we do it willingly, and it's amazing. I accept my responsibilities and I live with joyous ease, because I use power rightly. All right, so the mission today, should we choose to accept it? Oh, where was it? There it is. Okay. I was like, because I mean, obviously the mission is to use the power rightly. But I would say that the mission today is to create a new heaven and a new earth for yourself today. And then do it every day. I mean, why can't you have a new heaven and a new earth every single day? When you open your eyes, it's a new day. So create a new heaven, create a new earth every single day when you open your eyes. And realize that you're a blessing to everyone that you encounter. Use the power wisely. Use it right. Understand that you are a divine channel. So be conscious. Be conscious of that divine channel. All right, beloveds. I'm going to move into the process of my day, but I'm going to encourage you, as I always do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something loving for yourself, whatever it looks like. Today, we're going to go to the movie. We're going to go see that new Disney film, the Encanto. I'm very excited about it because it looks beautiful and amazing and fun, and and I relate to the main character. Everybody around me is magical and I'm not. And she's going to find her magic. She's going to find her magic. And that's the goal. Everyday, ordinary people are extraordinarily magical in their own ways. And the truth is, most of the time, extraordinary people don't see their magic. Don't see their magic. So I look forward to finding out how she finds it. So, which is why we have extraordinary people. They are ordinary, but they're extraordinary in ways that they don't see. All right, beloveds. I encourage you to engage your mind and your body, to go get a face full of sun, to drink plenty of water. I did say the loving, kind, and compassionate thing. I want that to be your first response for yourself, always. It's Thursday night. Oh, there is a prayer circle tonight if you need it. John Rennie, practitioners John Rennie and Marissa do that. So email info@creativelife.org. I think that's done over Telebridge telephone. They're wonderful. If you need them, please call them. I think it happens at 7 o'clock. So, but like I said, check the email. And I'm just going to get on with it. I've lost my mind, and Rita's over here purring, so I need to... You want to make a cameo? Come here, come here, come here, come here. There you are. There you are. There's Marita. Okay, I've lost my mind. Whatever you do today, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around you. And as Ernest said, we have infinite power flowing through us. We are divine channels. We get to create that heaven. We get to create that earth. We get to do it every single day. And when we create it for ourselves, we help create it for everyone. We literally are the blessings. And we are each other's blessings, and we are our own blessings. And it is our right. It is our responsibility. It is our gift. It is our gift to to simply be the loving, kind, compassionate people that we are. All right, beloveds, have an amazing day, a fantastic day, a stupendous day, an enchanting day, a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious day. Yeah, I know, I love it. A wondrous day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. Because you are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased, always and forever. You are enough. Okay, beloveds, check us on the social medias. You know who we are. I'm the Running Rev Ryan. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark. And I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Reverend David should be on Facebook Live around 5 p.m. with you. So check it out. Love ya. Bye.